No, he's not making a mistake, no doubt. He's the one playing. He's the one feeling it, whether you think it's a damaged shoulder or not. He's the one that's feeling it. He's the one that was shut down by the team. He didn't shut himself down. So if this is the guy that's going to say it, I'm going to be the guy that believes him and takes him at his word. Why wouldn't I? Like, what other way could I look at this? I could look at this and say, oh, Dak is just trying to cover up. For what? Dak missed almost all of last year. He didn't try to cover up anything. He was like, I'm here. You saw my leg. My body was going this way. My leg was going that way. Dak has been real with this entire situation. Dak on Hard Knocks said, yeah, I had to have 2 surgeries. Dak has been forthright. Dak has also fought to try and get back to this moment where he could play again. Dak also knows I'm highly paid. The Cowboys know we've highly invested in him. And he also knows none of these games count right now. Team after team is coming out saying, we're not starting our quarterback. We're not starting our quarterback. We're not starting our quarterback. But then Dak is under so much scrutiny, because he got a star on his helmet, by saying, hey, I'm being cautious. I'm over here playing it safe. And it's always better to play it safe than sorry. And I love the fact that Dak Prescott is just being 100 with everyone. But people in this world don't take 100 like they used to take 100. You know why? Because most people in this world are used to bad news. Most people in this world always talk about how there's a fear of failure. Nah. The one that doesn't get the headlines is the fear of success. Most people are too scared to go out there and really try, put themselves on limb and risk and just put it all out there. Dak put it all out there and no one believes him because most people ain't used to doing it themselves. So I believe in the guy who said it because he's the guy who's been through it. He's the guy who's feeling it, and he's the guy who's going to be there week 1. You don't believe me?
Not at all.
I know you don't. I know you because you want to do.
Dak Prescott, man, I think he's making a huge mistake, y'all. I think he's making a huge mistake. And here's why. I'll tell Dak Prescott like I'm going to tell y'all. Primary tension is bred through unmet, unrealistic, or unknown expectations.
Okay, that's facts.
Primary tension is bred through unmet, unrealistic, or unknown expectations.
I'm with you.
Don't set an expectation high and then not meet that expectation, because the reason we will have tension is when you set that expectation and you don't meet it. Dak Prescott, Sal, he just set an expectation. He ain't have to do that. Just say, I'm working every day. I'm working hard to make sure I can get back to my team as soon as possible. But now you done told me week 1. So when you told me week 1, you better be there week 1. Because even in life, Sal, if you tell me you're going to be on time, be on time. You tell me you're going to be late, bet you're going to be late. But if you tell me you're going to do something, do it. Let your yes be your yes, let your no be your no. But Dak Prescott, he set himself up to a degree for failure, because now what happens if he is not there week 1? The only time in life typically that you got beef, even if you don't realize it's beef, is because you had an expectation. This is primarily relationally, but like, you know how it goes. You had an expectation, the expectation didn't get met. Man, I thought we were going to go out to date night on Friday. I thought date night was our Friday. I didn't say date night was our Friday. I know, but I just expected.
Yeah.
Wait. Now you had an expectation that went unmet. Now you got your feelings hurt. But if you didn't have that expectation, it would not have gone unmet and everything would have been good. Cowboys fans, they would have been all right had Dak Prescott just said, man, I'm working hard, trying to get back. I'll be back as soon as possible. Y'all know how dedicated I am to this team. But he put a date on it, Sal. You put a date on it. Let's talk ball. God, I love this show. I love this show.
How many layers you got?
You know me, I have notes, y'all, but half the time I just be talking. You know, go back to Columbia, I'll go back to Texas, and you have these grueling 6 a.m. workouts.
Breakfast club.
6 a.m. workouts. You have a 45-pound weight on the ground on the turf, and you're pushing the 45-pound weight on the ground. Then you got to pick it up and throw it to a teammate who will have to push it on the ground 40 yards, and they pick it up and throw it. Grueling.
Say it.
But here's the thing. If coach tells you, hey, Acho, you got 4 of these, bet. By the time I'm done with my 4th one, I better be done.
Yeah.
But hey, Acho, you got 4 of these. Time 4th is done. Sudden change. Hey,
I got
2 more. No. You told me I had 4. I gave you 4. I'm cool with doing the 4 because you told me I had 4. But don't tell me I have 4 and then give me 5.
Okay.
Dak, don't tell me you're going to be ready week 1 and then not be ready until week 2. Coach, I'd rather you not tell me a number and let me just go and suffer. But the second you tell me a number, I have an expectation. And if that expectation goes unmet, we got tension.
Okay. Why would you think that Dak Prescott should say something other than I'm going to be there week 1? Like, why? Like, where's every other starting quarterback going to be week 1? On the field, right? Unless they're injured. Guess what? Dak's like, I'm not injured. I had a setback, and then they shut me down. Fine. I'm respecting the protocol. Now I'm actually being obedient. I'm being respectful. I'm cooperating with them because it's in my best interest. And now I'm taking backlash. And then I say the obvious. I know you keep saying expectation, but this is not an expectation. This is obvious. Week 1, if you paid like Dak Prescott paid, second highest contract ever for the Dallas Cowboys at the time, where you going to be week 1? You ain't even got to say it. It ain't an expectation. It's obvious. So when he repeats what's obvious, someone gets mad at that. You know what's funny about that? People who project obvious and expectation, a lot of times it's responded with insecurity. Because people's like, why are you saying what we already know? Like if I just up here start telling you, Acho, you know I'm inhaling, I'm exhaling, I'm inhaling and exhaling. You're like, you all right? Like, see you laughing? Like, it's just a weird dynamic and phenomenon. Dak Prescott is literally saying the most obvious thing. And everyone says it can't be that simple. So now the Dallas Cowboys did the most obvious thing. Dak is getting another MRI. Why? Because we knew what it looked like when he was hurt. We want to know what it looks like when he's healthy. No, you're setting unrealistic expectations. Man, y'all better stop with this. I'm going to give it to you like this, the last thing. When you're in this situation that Dak Prescott in, he knows that he's going to just get criticized no matter what he does. High, by, whatever, in between, people going to shoot at him. But the problem is we're starting to kind of drift into like conspiracy land. We're starting to go into worlds where it's like, we don't really have a logical basis of this. Like, what if he's not there week 1? Well, Dak wasn't there week 6 all the way through week 17 last year. And everybody kept spinning. This world kept spinning. This year, if Dak is not there week 1, it's not the end of the world. But Dak's already told you, because it's not only an expectation, it's obvious.
I like your take.
Be real.
But the kicker is,
okay,
A was wrong, and thus B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K were misplaced.
All the dominoes.
Yeah, A was wrong with your take, so everything else was misplaced. Here is A. If you told me, Acho, I'm inhaling, Acho, I'm exhaling, Acho, I'm inhaling, I would be like, so why are you telling me something that is so expected and so obvious?
Yeah.
But if the last 10 days you had been on oxygen, breathing with assistance, then if you were to come up here and be like, Acho, I'm inhaling, Acho, I'm exhaling, Acho, I'd be like, thank God, because you hadn't been doing that prior. The last 10 days, Dak ain't been throwing a football. So it's no longer expected that Dak will be throwing a football in 20 days because he ain't been throwing it the last 10. So for me, I'm like, wait a second, Sel. It is no longer obvious that Dak will be there week 1 because he hasn't been there. If everything was going status quo, obviously, Dak will be there week 1. Don't come out here and tell me you're going to be there week 1. Patrick Mahomes isn't like, I'll be there week 1. But the kicker is Dak hasn't been there right now. Thus, I need to know if you're going to be there week 1. But here is why I'm not co-signing the quote. If y'all can bring it back up, I'll read it when y'all can.
What you got?
Because his quote contradicts himself, Sel. They ask him, will you be there week 1? He says, there is no doubt. But then afterwards, he goes on to say, the fact of, I'm just taking it slow and being cautious. The moment I get back and get going again, it's not going to be lingering. He said, there's no doubt I'll be there. But then he said, the moment I get back and get going again. So you're sure you'll be there week 1, but you're not sure the moment you're going to be there. So there's a contradiction. Because they said, are you going to be there
That's not
week
a contradiction.
1? He said, no doubt. But then he said, the moment. My question is this then, Sel. What moment? What is the moment you get back there and get out? Because the moment might be week 2.
Don't do that.
The moment might be week 3. The moment might be tomorrow.
Thank you. That's it.
It might be. But he doesn't know the moment. And the reason he doesn't know the moment is because when he goes back to get an MRI, it may say something different than he expects. It may confirm his health, to your point, but to the point you exaggerated yesterday, when a doctor says, hey, just come back, we want to do another checkup. You could go back to do that checkup. They could check your blood pressure, and all of a sudden you need to be on blood thinners because your blood ain't pumping like it's supposed to. So Dak is not entirely sure if he's going to be there week 1. And he said it himself because he said the moment. He didn't specify what moment.
Because he's not in control of the situation. That's why he didn't specify. He is actually respecting those around him, his team.
Then how could he know he'll be there week 1?
Because he knows how he feels. I got the answer. I got the feel. I love when you get hyped up. You got to get married because I'm used to this. My wife, I'm like, baby, I still got the same answer. You ain't got to do all that. Here's the thing. September 9th, he's going to be there against Tampa Bay Bucks. Okay, let's talk about this. They shut him down. Walk with me, old football player you are.
I shall.
They shut you in practice. Acho, you used to wear my piece and all that. Big one, too. John Riggins style, like this, with gums show. Right? You got it on. You ready. Neck roll, John Riggins. Like, you just ready. I'm ready to play linebacker, right? And they say, Acho, sit down. You're like, what? They say your knees and your hips, you had issues, right? They shut you down. Okay. And you sitting there like, We saw him on Hard Knocks, bitter. He can't even take jokes. He just chomping at the bit. I got to get out there. I'm Dak Prescott. They shut him down. Now, he's like, I'm ready to go. They're like, nah. We talked to the baseball team, the Texas Rangers. They said you shouldn't do anything. You're like, dog, I'm okay. They're like, no, we're being cautious with you because you're Dak Prescott. You got hurt last year and you saw what happened to us. They shut him down. So now he's like, coach, training staff, and I've been in that locker room and I've been with those same trainers. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Let's go. And they like, nope. The Texas Rangers said shut you down. But we respect you as well because you're respecting us. This is what we'll do. We'll get another MRI. If it's clean, Dak, then we'll let you go out there. So the reason why Dak sounds so vague is because he is listening to others who are trying to dictate his future instead of him being one of those players. You know, Dak's a team guy. Dak ain't one of those guys that go rogue like, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to practice when I want to practice. So out of respect to a default, Dak Prescott's in this position right now. Let me give it to you in story form real quick. When you say, if you ain't practicing the last 10 days, then how should we expect you to play? I always tell you this story. The year I started in the Pro Bowl, that year I didn't practice one time, Acho. Like literally, it's Wednesday practice. I'm sitting there, sunglasses on, big old hat, foot in an ice bucket the whole day, all week. Sunday come, get a couple injections, phew. Next week, same thing, phew. Now, that's me on the extreme because I had a surgery, I had to get back, and I only used my efforts for the game situation. Dak's in a completely different position. They're all working together in cooperation. That's why you're hearing some of this vagueness.
But you said this. You said Dak will be there week 1 if the MRI is, et cetera,
No, that's for them because they don't trust him. This is my last point. On Hard Knocks, you can see it. Dak wants to be out there, and they're like, we holding you back.
Of course.
So the only reason they don't trust Dak. They think Dak will lie.
Of course.
Like a fighter who can't see but say, one more round. So they're like, dog, you done.
So then here's what it comes down to. Dak being available week 1 isn't even up to him. Teams have independent neurologists. You know this now.
No.
You know this now, Sam.
That's not the same.
There comes a point.
It is up to Dak.
It's not. No, because if Dak, it's not even up to Dak if he can practice. Dak wanted to practice. They wouldn't let him practice.
Yes.
Dak wanted to.
Because this doesn't count. Acho, walk with these beats. You know this doesn't count.
Of course, but even still, the fact is, Dak does not dictate when he goes out there and when he doesn't. Athletic trainers do.
Right.
His coach does.
But when
Jerry
it's week
Jones
1,
doesn't.
like the first press
Dak
conference.
still doesn't.
Did you not see them eat their words, the Dallas Cowboys? Did you not see Mike McCarthy change his tune, 180? He first went out there, we fine. Dak's just sitting down, chilling. Then all of a sudden, we had to change a course. We have a sudden change. We are going to look at this differently and shut him completely down.
But you know, a trainer can overrule a player if the injury is severe enough.
If they have it, but he has no injury.
Is severe,
they just don't trust that he doesn't have
the
injury.
muscular strain is no injury?
It's done. Come on,
so
dog.
you think Dak is totally healthy right now?
I think Dak is ready. If this was...
And he'd be practicing.
Dog,
He wouldn't even be practicing?
I'm sorry to tell you, there are levels to this. There are times in the regular season...
I've seen the levels.
Well, thank you. So
I've seen the Hall of Famers. Jason Peters, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick. All of them cats practiced in training camp. They wouldn't do both practices.
Hold on.
They wouldn't do all practices.
You want to bring up some Bruce Smiths, some Thurman Thomases? You want to go to the upper?
Yes, but Dak Prescott is not Bruce Smith.
I'm not saying he is, but I've seen it where all of a sudden, if you got anything wrong with you and it doesn't count.
So he has something wrong with him.
Yes, he did.
But you did or does?
Did. I can't believe why you are doing this. How do you not follow this? You don't follow this?
I got you.
How you said did? I don't know what to say. The Jaguars, is he going to be there week 1? Bet.
Yes.
Okay, why we do all that?